Good morning to everyone within the sound of our voices. Um, I'm I have not been this distraught over I haven't been as distraught as I am now um over anything really. But today today we are gathered here for emergency uh this emergency episode of Apostate Radio because on Wednesday, September 10th, uh, at the tender age of 31, in front of his wife, in front of his two young children,
Jesus.
and about 3,000 college students, Charlie Kirk was assassinated in broad daylight. I am the feelings that I'm holding right now because my mind's been a fog. I haven't really been using my brain much. And like there was a moment yesterday where during that lunch break video was like I have to do something, right? Like I have to talk about this situation. I have to talk about it. And I wanted to be strong in that moment. I wanted to be, because I know that knows you and I, we have a lot of people who are following us and a lot of people who, depending on you have a young family, I just got married not too long ago. I'm an uncle to 7 kids in age from 15 to 6. No, but 5. Well, how old is EJ? I forget. 5 years old. He's 5. He's 5, sorry. But this morning, it actually sunk in that Charlie Kirk was martyred. He was assassinated. He was taken from the world and silenced permanently. Full disclosure, I did not know Charlie Kirk. I did not know I didn't know him. I never got the chance to meet him. Though my brother Laban did. Shout out to my first little brother, Laban Carter, who I have to you met Laban, Nick, I believe.
Is he at the post dinner that I went to in the Bronx?
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, I met Laban. Laban's a great guy.
And Laban's distraught. Laban was distraught when he saw it. He called me yesterday. I mean, there was only one other time that my brother called me as distraught as he was. And that was when our grandmother was murdered. Our grandmother was murdered 20 years ago by a serial killer. And my brother called me. He was like, Laban called me. He was thoroughly distraught. And and 2 decades later, he calls me just as distraught about the passing, about the assassination of Charlie Kirk. We know those who knew Charlie, James Lindsay being one, and shout out to the Grandmaster. He ain't taking this well. He's not taking this well. You know, he wrote a brilliant piece, which I'll share later. But a lot of people who were in Charlie's orbit, Glenn Beck and Megyn Kelly in particular, the 2 people I can think of, I'm gonna find the clip of that, absolutely distraught as they announced his death. They announced that he had died.
Yeah, Mark Levin too, I think was he had a really impassioned speech on Hannity last night. I was watching some Fox News, I was watching CNN, MSNBC, just to see how everybody reacted, and he had a really impassioned speech. Everybody on Fox News is really distraught. Scott Jennings had a great emotional segment on Jake Tapper's thing too. You could tell everybody, you know, he Charlie Kirk, I think, genuinely was affected everybody, at least in the conservative side of the movement. You know, everybody seemed to really care about him. That's what I'm getting out of this. Like, they're very, very impacted by it, and that shows how, I think, the quality of person that he was. Because if he wasn't, maybe a lot of people wouldn't have been quite as impacted by it. But it seems like everybody I've seen is like, I'm impacted by it. I never met Charlie Kirk, and I almost cried a couple times yesterday. I got immediately depressed. It was seeing the footage. Every time I saw the footage, and I watched the raw footage of it, was, you know, every time you see it, it's like your heart sinks. And I know I've seen a lot of conservative people saying you shouldn't watch it. Ben Shapiro was talking about that, and I understand why. But this might be controversial to say, but I think everybody should watch it, you know, besides like his kids and stuff, because I think people need to see what happened. Like, because people see the news and they're like, oh, somebody got killed, somebody died. Like, it's just a thing that happens, like a natural thing that happens. Like, we hear that all the time. We get numb to it, right? People die, people got shot in mass shooters, people were murdered, people die from anything. But until you see it, I think it doesn't emotionally impact you quite as much. Everybody I showed I showed a couple of videos to, they immediately like, oh my God. Oh, and it's like, yeah, that's what happened. That's what somebody did. That's what somebody did to a man, just for speaking, you know, saying his opinions, which I happen to think he's right about most things. And you can't even speak the truth, or at least your opinion, in public without worrying about some unhinged person deciding that you need to be shut up and you need a bullet in your neck. Even though you have a family, you have young children, a wife, even though millions of people love you and admire you, you got to go. And that's terrible. That's totally un-American. That's totally illiberal. These are not liberals who did this. I know they're probably on the left. They are not liberals. The left has become, many people on the left have become not liberals. They're not liberals anymore. I get tired of people calling them liberals, because they're not. If anything, liberals are on the conservative side, real liberals, classical liberals, people who believe in American values, people who believe in freedom of speech, freedom of press, freedom of religion, you know, the Bill of Rights, the Constitution. Those are liberals. Like, that's real liberalism. Our country's built on true classical liberalism, and so is most of the West, hopefully. The people in the UK censoring speech, the people in Germany censoring speech, in Europe, Canada, that's freezing bank accounts, stuff like that. That is not liberal. That is fascist. That's communist type shit. Literally, it's totalitarian. People who kill you for giving your opinion, for debating, live debating. Most of Charlie Kirk's show is him talking to leftists and liberals. Most of it, I think, right? It seems like it, at least half of it. He's giving them a platform to talk and give their opinions and state their case and debate, and people can decide, hey, maybe they're right. Maybe Charlie Kirk's got this wrong. That's a privilege to the left. That's a privilege, and it's good to have this conversation so people can decide, hear both sides of the story, decide what you think. That was a good thing, and they still had to kill him. How bad must your arguments be if you can't stand even hearing people who agree with you talking, and it's like, no, this guy has to go. Like, your arguments are that bad, you have to kill somebody. That's because unhinged.
Well, this is how I see it. Okay, and I think I'm going to turn that down a little bit. What you saw at Butler, Pennsylvania, well, not Butler, though it's strange. I mentioned Butler from a Freudian slip because this is what was supposed to happen to Trump.
Yep.
In Butler, Pennsylvania. Trump was, I've said this before. Trump was supposed to get head tapped on live television.
Mm-hmm.
What happened to Charlie Kirk is what these fucking communists were trying to do to Trump, what they almost did to Trump. And they've tried, and Paul, my friend Paul reminds me, he said, don't forget, these are the same types who tried to murder Posey Parker in New Zealand. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. These are not liberals.
These are, and Jordan
Bull, or communists.
Yeah, and Jordan Bull said, I'll take it a step further. Remember when they came for Scalise in 2017, when Congress had a baseball game? The writing has been on the wall for these people. Yes, absolutely.
And they have the balls to call conservatives fascists.
You have a guy right now, you have a guy on CNN saying that Republicans, Nate Burleson earlier today on CBS was saying something about how Republicans need to tone down the violence. You know what that is? That's an abuse response.
Gaslighting, man.
That's exactly what that right there is how an abuser talks.
Yep.
A leftist, some fascist fucking animal ventilated Charlie Kirk's throat from 300 yards away.
In front of his family.
In front of his family, in front of 3,000 kids.
3,000 college kids. Poor kids, man. Imagine that.
And these bastards have the audacity to say that, Republicans are the ones who need to tone down the violence? Real easy to say.
Yeah.
That's the same. You know what? And I'm telling you right now, like oof. You can tell that the demons out here, the true demons, the powers that run this world. Like, matter of fact, before I go any further, I need to read that. I need to read that for a second. Matter of fact, I'll pull it up on the screen. Because honestly, matter of fact, I'm going to show you right now. I'm going to show you why Charlie got murdered. Why Charlie got assassinated. I'm about to show you. Let me just pull up the share screen here, because this is just. I'm gonna show you exactly why Charlie got taken out yesterday. Here's why. This is a clip of him. This is a clip of him from a podcast not too long ago. Okay, and this is This right here is why he was taken out.
So the answer is, question you asked me is, yes, before I go on a college campus, my prayer is very simple. God, use me for your will.
Amen.
Because there's a plan above us all. God is sovereign above all. And the capacity and ability of our agency or action is very debatable. So what is God's plan when I go on a college campus? I just believe I will only tell truth. I will not compromise, and I'll love on the lost.
How does your heart feel when people ask you about war and they ask you about the struggles of man, but then if you're knowledgeable about the gospel, you read that it says it shall happen? Like, what does it do something to your heart knowing that you want to stand and make a difference, but then you read the gospel and you're like, well, I don't know what to do, because it says this has to be done for the prophecy to be fulfilled. So like, are we going to be able to make a difference, or is this a spiritual war that we're just here on this ride?
I believe it depends on what God's will is for your life. But here, the answer is I don't know. And I don't really care for the answer. All I care about is what I do. And what I do is I fight. And I know what God calls of us. So the specific teachings of Christ is go make disciples of all nations. I'm trying my best to do that. And I'm trying to do it first in this nation, because this nation impacts every other nation on the planet. You cannot impact the world without impacting America, period. That's the way that God has designed the universe in this particular being, that as America goes, the world goes. Jesus called us to love children. Jesus called us to tell truth. Jesus called us to contest in the public square for his purposes.
That is, wait, what? Hold on.
So I care about what God thinks of me. It's a very important distinction, though, because it is tempting when you see the acts and the miracles of God, both in your life and in the scriptures. And this is Dennis Prager who has said this. I always try to give attribution where it's due, to look at God as a celestial butler, to say, God, I could really use an extra bonus at work. Can you please make that work? My current belief, and I think it's the right way of looking, is I'm far more interested in what God wants of me than what I want from God.
Mm-hmm.
And
that right there is why Charlie was assassinated. That right there, because he refused to lie. He stood up for the truth as he saw it. He let God use him according to his purposes. And I know, and I'm gonna bring our good friend up in a second. Josh is here. The Jacob Urofsky professor of disaffection. Yeah, I see. Look, listen, I can see you. Yes, I can see you in our screen. Okay. I saw you rolling your eyes, Josh. You're not slick. But I want to read this, and you will not distract me. Ephesians 6 verses 10 through 20. I feel like this is necessary for us. Finally, I'm reading from the New International Version. Finally, be strong in the Lord and in his mighty power. Put on the full armor of God, so that you can take your stand against the devil's schemes. For our struggle is not against flesh and blood, but against the rulers, against the authorities, against the powers of this dark world, and against the spiritual forces of evil in the heavenly realms. Therefore, put on the full armor of God, so that when the day of evil comes, you may be able to stand your ground, and after you have done everything, to stand. Stand firm then, with the belt of truth buckled around your waist, with the breastplate of righteousness in place, and with your feet fitted with the readiness that comes from the gospel of peace. In addition to all this, take up the shield of faith, with which you can extinguish all the flaming arrows of the evil one. Take the helmet of salvation and the sword of the Spirit, which is the word of God. And pray in the Spirit on all occasions with all kinds of prayers and requests. With this in mind, be alert and always keep on praying for all the Lord's people. Pray also for me that whenever I speak, words may be given to me so that I will fearlessly make known the mystery of the gospel, for which I am an ambassador in chains. Pray that I may declare it fearlessly as I should. Charlie Kirk. Every fiber of that young man's being was devoted to living the truth of that passage. And I see that now. Josh, I'm gonna pull you up.
I gotta say, Isaiah,
he's providing his own drum roll.
you're sitting there clickety.
I'm finishing an email.
You gotta mute your mic, bro. Mute your mic. You're clickety clacking over there.
Turn your mic down a little bit.
Right, freaking eject you from this chat. That's right. You're lucky I can't hear you. I want to say this. Hey, I want to say this, man. And and I'm sure if anybody's watching this that doesn't like Charlie Kirk, they're might clip this comment and make fun of me. But Charlie Kirk, man, when people talk about living a life that is supposed to be Christ-like or something, like what's more Christ-like than what he did? I mean, he got sacrificed like a lamb for free speech, for his values, for America, for all the things he believes that I believe are right for the most part. I don't know if I agree with him on everything. Yeah. And he at 31 years old, when did Christ die? 33 years old, lived his life, had his ministry. Charlie Kirk had something of a political ministry himself, and even a little bit spiritual. Made a huge impact on the world, a really positive impact, just like Christ. And he got, sacrificed like a lamb savagely by his enemies.
Yeah.
Just like Christ. And I'm not saying he's Jesus or something like that, but that he was in that mold. He lived the Christ-like life.
He was in the mold of Saint Stephen. He was in the mold of Saint Stephen, the first martyr.
Yeah. True martyr.
The apostles.
He knew he could have got killed at any moment for the things he was saying.
Exactly.
He know that. He's not stupid.
Exactly.
But he was like, I'm still going to come out and say it. I'm still going to say it to the kids, and I'm going to hopefully change some minds and hopefully just get the truth out there. Let people talk, let people debate, let people share their ideas. And he knew it was always possible. And I don't know. I will say this. I'm sure part of him would love to be back with his family, but I think also part of him would be proud of how it all went.
Yeah. Josh, how are you, sir?
Good morning, gentlemen. Thanks for having me.
Sorry about that.
You're very welcome, my friend. Very welcome. I know that yesterday was quite a day for all of us. In hearing about and seeing in some cases the assassination of Charlie Kirk. I remember reaching out to you when we, when everything when it first started. But I wanted to know just how are you feeling? How's everything on your end, brother?
No, I think I'm probably feeling like a lot of people are feeling. It's horrifying. I'm not surprised by it. It reminds me of conversations that I've had. And forgive me, I'm not going to sound like some Glurgy Psychology Today article. Forgive me, everybody, for talking about my therapist, but he's actually based in the real world, and has actual useful real world things to say. I've had many conversations with him over the years where I've said things like, when are enough people going to see what's in front of us? And I say that as somebody who spent most of his life not seeing the truth. I was on the left. I was a wokey.
Yeah.
I was living in lies for the first 40 years of my life. And he said a couple of things to me that stuck with me. One of the things he said was, people who people from horrifying backgrounds, like mine, and like many people, those who make real progress toward getting past it. What they have to do is they have to be able to hear and accept and internalize that almost everything or everything they were ever taught about the world, love, humanity, and right and wrong was wrong. That everything they were taught was wrong. I've been through that. But I also remember him, I've said many times when there have been very distressing days like this, what will it take? How many people have to be murdered? How many children have to have their genitals cut off? What has to happen in front of people's very eyes before they see what they're seeing? Right. And he said it comes sooner or later, but that, yes, unfortunately, this is the price we have to pay collectively as a society. I'm just speaking as a society. I'm not saying that Charlie Kirk's family deserves to pay any price, but as a society, unfortunately, this is the way humans are. It's going to have to be a certain number of murders, a certain number of assassinations, a certain number of tragedies. It's going to have to hurt before people see it. I hope to God it hurts enough.
Yeah.
I hope to God it does, that enough people see it, because we are, I don't know what you guys think, and it's only 24 hours out, and I may change my mind and go back and say I was thinking of this too emotionally, but it really seems to me like we are already in the beginning stages of something like a civil war.
I would honestly agree with that. I personally think that the Civil War has been cold for quite some time.
Yeah.
And if we're gonna be if we're gonna be, and I speak as someone who like you was on the other side for many years. I saw things from a certain perspective. I abandoned, and that's what's different with me. Like, I walked away from, because I was raised amongst the Rush Limbaughs and the Charlie Kirks, and
I didn't know that. Okay, you come from a conservative background.
I do indeed. I do indeed, and I abandoned those principles because over a girl.
By the power of pussy.
By the power of pussy, yeah. Yeah. I might have told you that before, but
Josh, you have no idea.
I've got She-Ra in my head, whirling her sword with a sparkle by it.
Yeah.
You have no idea the power of pussy.
I mean, I know about the power of some other things, so I can make the translation in my head.
Oh shit! There we go.
All right. Fair enough.
But like, I remember in the early days of social media when people had just started imbibing in the bullshit of gender nonsense and the radicalization of, with Black Lives Matter, like all this foolishness. Like, I remember watching as a black man, I remember watching like people go from knowing and understanding that black people were not a monolith, that we all didn't think alike, that we all had like different things, we were individuals.
Right.
And there was this collectivization that took place, this mass collectivization, where if you were black, then you had to espouse certain aspects of culture. And one of them was you had to think, act, and believe exactly the same as everyone else. And unfortunately, and now what's happened is that exact same pattern, that exact same narcissistic collectivization has taken place in nearly every aspect of culture in America.
And every subculture. So it's
subculture.
It's expected of you as a black man to be ratchet and ghetto. It's expected of me as a homosexual to have clicky nails and scream slay queen and say that 10-year-old boys should be in dresses. It's expected of women.
People like me to have a legal leopard in their car seats.
Yeah, and you got to talk like these all the time, you know?
Take a nap at the job.
Wait, you can't talk like this, Holmes? Like, what's going on, eh?
What's going on, Holmes?
Yeah.
I'm not a Chicano. I don't know how to do that shit.
Right.
Yeah, we've are you a chola though? That's the real question.
Yeah, I don't know what's a chola.
What's a chola? Okay, I'm going to tell you don't lie. What's a chola? It's those girls. It's those Latina. Well, we used to call them Hispanic girls. Usually in the Southwest, but they've exploded everywhere. So they pull their hair all like really, really tight to their head. They slick it. They put a top knot ponytail
with a bandana.
Dark brown, dark brown lip liner all the way around the outside, and then pink on the inside. That raccoon eyeliner and the big hoop earrings, and the whole thing is like, oh no, you did! No, you did!
We have different names for them. I'm an East Coast guy. I'm outside of New York City, but we have those over
Cardi
here.
B.
We have those, Puerto Rican girls and stuff. Yeah. We got them.
Now, who is the handsome fellow in your?
This is actually my sweet girl, Mina. This is Mina Kitty.
Hi, Mina.
She loves me. She's 8 years old. I've had her since she was a wee kitten. She was taken from her mother too early, so I think she actually imprinted on me. If you can see, she's sort of like insisting on tucking herself into my elbow here. We have her today.
Very nice. All right, so back to your question, Josh, about the Civil War, man. I don't know that we're gonna.
By the way, hold on. By the way, your sister says morning, everyone.
Oh. Good morning, Jesse. Jesse's my sister.
She also
Hi, Jesse.
And she actually wrote something I might share a little bit later if we have time. She wrote something that was absolutely brilliant on my on a post that I wrote yesterday, and I want to just give Jess a shout. Thank you, love you, you're incredible. Go ahead and finish.
Let's get back on topic here. We don't talk too much about pussy. Charlie Kirk just died. Let's keep it on time. Civil War. You brought up a Civil War question, which I don't know if I'd go that far. I hope not. I think conservatives right now need to maintain the moral high ground. I think we and people, not just conservative people, moderate people. There's probably plenty. I bet you what happened yesterday. If people saw the video, probably made a lot of people move a little bit to the right or a lot to the right because they're just like, well, I can't be part of that. I can't be supporting that. And that's one of the good things that come out of this, like this horrible tragedy. So I think we have to continue to have the moral high ground. We shouldn't resort to violence. I think we do need to resort to what like things like Chris Rufo is doing, and people are like institutionally got to destroy and remove the DEI stuff, remove the transgender stuff.
Everything.
That's all got to go. I think we got to be real militant about that in a nonviolent, illegal way. Stop funding it. Get rid of those people. Shame that stuff because it's toxic. It's cancerous in our society. It's
have to get rid of it all.
It's mutilating kids. It's making, like you say, making kids cut off their balls and their dick and their breasts and sterilizing them. It's making them so deranged. You're not addressing the actual underlying mental illness. And instead, you're making them even more mentally ill, even more deranged, even more ostracized in society. And then they do things like this. Like I heard a rumor. I think what's his name? Crowder was saying it might have been another trans person. I don't know if that's true. Yeah. We'll see. We know that.
We don't know that. It wouldn't be a surprise.
It would not be a surprise whatsoever. I think what's it been like some of the last like 7 mass shooters or something like that. The last couple of years, recent years have all been trans or non-binary. Like most of them. You know, and the media tries to bury it.
And if I can interject this, because I think this is really important. I want to keep everybody. Now I'm putting on stern teacher mode. I want to keep everybody on the same page of the goddamn syllabus. Okay, this is the example. I'm tired of hearing people talk about how trans people have comorbid mental illnesses. No, The trans is a symptom of the mental illness.
Right.
There's no state of transness
Yeah.
that's just a normal way of being. That is the mental. It's not the base.
Part of
It
it,
is
yeah.
a symptom,
Yes.
just as
Or manifestation of it.
and it's a symptom of what? Cluster B personality disorders,
Yeah.
which sounds medical to people, but I don't see them as medical. I see them as moral. These are moral character disorders. They're not, well, I have a brain problem, or I don't have enough. It's not diabetes. It's not about your pancreas not regulating blood sugar. There's no organ in your brain that's making you be evil. This is about the mind. It's moral character.
Right.
The trans ideology, not everybody is the same, but in general, especially the adults you see who take on a trans identity, I don't care if it's men or women, it's not any less nasty and fucked up psychologically just because it's a lady doing it who's not as likely to be a shooter, although we have seen that too. This is a symptom of borderline, meaning emotionally unstable identity, profound narcissism, and psychopathy, absolutely conscience-free behavior that sees and treats other people as objects and instruments. And what do you do with objects that no longer serve your purpose or that get in your way? You destroy them. You kill them. You take them to the city dump. We are seeing exactly what many people who know this have seen, and that I've been banging on for almost 5 years on my show. This is the narcissist psychopath society. It's become normalized. We have an entire political wing of this country. I don't care what the nice leftists want to say. This is your party. If you don't disavow this, it is reflecting you.
Absolutely. And I want to just double down on that a little bit, because I've watched this take place over the years, and I'm still very emotional about all this. I've got a larger heart about this than I realized. Ladies and gentlemen, in the martyrdom of Charlie Kirk, it should be absolutely crystal clear, beyond any shadow of a doubt, that the bullets, the violence, the rhetoric always comes from one direction. It always comes from one direction. And anytime you hear someone on machine state media, whenever they say that Republicans are the ones who need to tone down the volume, okay, please understand that's gaslighting. You are being told, you are being told that you are raising the volume, that you are raising the temperature for reacting to what one of those motherfuckers did.
Yes.
It is no different.
It's a reversal.
It is a reversal. It is Darvo.
Yep.
It is reversal. And again, this is what's happening these days. We are in, and matter of fact, I'm going to echo this because Josh, you said this years ago. We are in an abusive relationship with our government. We are in an abusive relationship with our media. We have been in abusive relationships, really, with our corporations, with banks, with social media platform, with most social media platforms,
and if you're on the left, with our friends and family,
and if you're on the left, with your friends and your family. Because I could tell you right now, buddy, there are people right now in my Facebook group, people I know and love. There are some people who are actively celebrating the death of Charlie Kirk.
Yeah.
Being real, trying to tiptoe around it, like people don't think, like people don't see what the fuck they're doing. Okay.
Here, yep, yeah, and
Going around it like, well, Charlie Kirk made hatred begets hatred. Yeah, and you just kill and okay, and you just proved it.
And they got to
Right.
stop saying that hate to having a different opinion. And honestly, usually the right opinion is hatred. That's bullshit.
yeah,
That is bullshit.
And I want to put I'm afraid a very sharp point on what you just said, Isaiah. As unwelcome as this often is to people, when you discover, when you I see. Is my voice still out of control? Am I still?
No,
flipping
I
out too
think
much?
I lowered your mic volume. I think you're good, Josh. Right?
Okay, sorry about that.
I hear a little bit, like I still hear a little bit of distortion. Turn your
Yeah, your gain is up, I guess, but at
Okay,
least your volume's not so bad. But yeah, if there's a way you can adjust that.
I'm going to give you a 10 count. This game button is not. Let me get you good sound. I'm sorry. Yeah, the game button's not labeled. So tell me when I get to a place that sounds good. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Right
5.
there.
Right there.
5.
Here?
Yeah, right there. Yeah, you're good.
Okay.
You're good right there.
Okay, great. So the point that I wanted to say is, I know this is unwelcome, but folks, if you've got actual friends, family, and people that you really call loved ones who are either celebrating this or making excuses for it, and I've been through this personally, I've got to tell you, you can't trust these people to love you. I'm sorry.
Very true.
I know you don't want to hear it, but these are not good people. They're not good people, and they will not protect you. These are people who will turn their back on you. They will let you die. They will let somebody assault you. They will let your reputation be canceled on Facebook. They may help with it. They will say, one of the last friends who fit this category for me, basically when I was drummed out of my job after 20 years because somebody had discovered my podcast and discovered that I was a conservative, the response was, well, it's not unexpected, is it? You know what? Fuck you too.
Yeah.
Right. So
Yeah,
I just want to say to people, you guys, don't soft pedal this. I'm not telling you that you have to cut everybody off, but if these are your loved ones, you ought to be questioning whether they really love you and whether you can really trust them.
I will say this again, like when it comes to watch people who they do again. My issue is when you throw stones and you hide your hands. Okay, like I'll give you a perfect example. You get a narcissistic parent, right? And Josh, this is your specialty. You get a narcissistic parent, makes a fool of themselves, and does something abusive to their child, to their adult child, in the way that that shorts the brain out, as it were, shorts the programming chip. And instead of apologizing, instead of trying to do something nice, like apologizing for your actions, the first thing you want to do is you want to start tone policing. You want to start telling people that I don't like how you're coming off. You're not standing up straight enough for me. Trying to establish some other mode of control. Okay. Well, I don't like your attitude. So, but bitch, you're the one who wronged me. Charlie Kirk was assassinated for speaking his mind. Well, let me take that back. Charlie Kirk wasn't just assassinated for speaking his mind. He was assassinated, and Nick Freitas made this point yesterday. He was assassinated because he was effective.
Correct.
He was assassinated. He was assassinated because he was young, he was effective, and he was persuasive. He was the type of guy what made him such a, and I know I'm going to get in trouble for this, what made him such a master debater, and I'm not saying this, I'm not saying this on, I think I know what I mean. Fuck you in advance, people. What made Charlie Kirk so good is the fact that he made people come to their own conclusions with series of questions. He listened to people. He listened. You have two ears. Well, the first thing we always say, you have two ears. And he listened to people. He understood their arguments. He heard them, and then he turned them back onto them. And that's why they hurt him. That's why they killed him.
And that, to that end, Isaiah, this is why I say we got to be careful with like the Civil War talk, the like returning to violence. Like, this is not how conservatives win. If somebody attacks you, attack them back, but you don't go kill their, whatever, their fucking stupid left wing talker.
No,
but you legally have to fight them in institutions, get them through the courts, make are you violating civil rights stuff? Are you going after children? Keep on sharing awareness about the gender medicine bullshit, all that stuff. That's how you change minds. And what happened, what the left did here, or whoever did it, is really going to hurt their cause. But if somebody from the right kills somebody from the left, like some Joy Reid or some shit, somebody like that, it's going to go right back. Boom.
Yeah,
the right is crazy. They were right the whole time. They're fascists. So you let them destroy themselves, and you do it legally with reason, and you're going to gain. They're going to be out of power for a long time, and that's what we need. We need them out of power for a long time until we able to clean things, reset things, go back to common sense, go back to virtues, go back to science, like real shit.
Yep. Yeah, I want to make sure that it's clear and understandable to people that when I use phrases like civil war,
what do you mean?
I am not endorsing vengeance, violence. I'm not saying, well, because they killed one of ours, we go kill one of them. I'm not an immoral psychopath. I'm not a tribal warlord. That's not what that means.
Yeah.
But I will take a little bit of issue. It's semantics. We're talking this out right now. We're probably we're going to get closer to what each one of us means.
Right, and emotions are high and everything. Yes.
The what I would take issue with is, no, it's not reason that is going to get us back here. This is one of my big problems with. There's a supporter of my show, a guy who. He's in our Discord. He offers a lot of commentary, a lot of really good commentary. He has a term for people that he calls fire extinguishers. These are the people who come along and say, shush, shush, shush. Don't use that tone. Don't sink to their level. Your anger is making you ineffective. They want to tamp it down, tamp it down. No, the answer is no. Because we are not going to reason people back to a place of reason.
We're not.
The left is out of their minds. And I'm not saying that metaphorically. I mean it literally. They are literally functionally insane right now. And what we need is force. Legal force, jail force, forcible arrest. You're in handcuffs. You are deprived of your liberty. You are not getting out of prison. You are fired from your job. You are not working for the government. Basically, we need what Trump and his administration are doing across the board, which is a return. We've gotten so soft. We have become, for 60 years at least, we have been so fucking lax about criminals and exploiters on the left, or minority groups that the left favors, that they have become used to princess treatment. They've been used to hands off and kid gloves. So when Trump comes back in and starts enforcing the very laws that have always been on the books,
it feels like fascism.
People think they're being attacked. You're not being attacked. You're being put back in your place like you should have been 40 years ago.
Yeah, and you're protecting society by doing that. Like the empathy is never extended by the left. It's never extended to the innocent victims, to the law-abiding citizens.
Yeah, and
it's empathy is always for the criminals, for the insane,
and they don't
people.
actually empathize with them. Those are it's instrumental. Right. This is narcissism. Yeah. It's not empathy. It's fucking narcissism.
Correct. You are absolutely correct. And to that effect, Josh, I thought about this this phrase that the left loves to throw around, where they say, well, to the privileged, equality feels like oppression.
Yes.
Yes. Oh yeah.
But that's them. That's what they're going through.
Yeah. Like, how's that for fucking projection, huh? Like,
So
I'm serious. Like, this is the honestly.
I'd say, like, Theo, I just want to say real quick too, to that point, like, again, to my point, like, and I agree with Josh with a lot of what you just said, if not all of it. Like Theo Jordan, our friend Theo Jordan just posted, he's like, whoa, the non-online people in my life are changed today too. And I notice I'm in a lot of group chats, a lot of friends from different parts of my life, from, like, New York, from Connecticut, wherever, different friend groups that aren't like friends with each other. And all of them almost are like, wow, that was really fucked up. I'm really pissed. I'm really upset about this. And they're not even political people. Some of them are pretty moderate, if not maybe even left leaning. This is the kind of thing like that the left is really, really fucked themselves. And we gotta, we gotta take advantage of it in a smart way, while still maintaining the moral high ground. And we got to be careful with the rhetoric. That's all I'm saying. Like, I know some people are gonna be like, "This is it. This is where we're gonna start going." And it's got to, like, as Josh said, it's got to be all legal. It's got to be all principle. We keep on talking. We keep on sharing our ideas. We keep on debating. We keep on sharing the truth, spreading awareness until there's such a critical mass, which there already has been. Obviously, Trump just got elected, right? There's such a critical mass where they're like, I don't give a shit who the Republicans put out in 4 years. We're going to vote for them again. And we might even do it again in another 4 years, which we need to do because the institutions need to be deloused
Yes.
by this cancerous ideology. It has to be. And we have to do it legally, because if people start doing it in a way like, all right, we're going to get our guns and we're going to start killing people, they're going to fall right back into place. We might see a Democrat president in 4 years or 2 years. And then who knows what they're going to do. So we got to make sure we keep the moral high ground with that. But I understand your rage completely, and I understand what you're saying, because you're right, it could turn into a civil war. And we don't want it to turn into a civil war, because I think we could easily win this if we keep our heads. We could easily win this. We're already winning it.
I agree with you. I agree with you. I want to see it happen the way you want to see it, Nick.
It has to, I think.
But I say to people on our side, I'm talking to people on the right right now, you guys, buck up. Not you two, but generally the people who are listening, you guys on the right who are feeling a little drop it, buck up. Stop the tone policing, stop the sound more moderate. No. It's that wimpiness of the right and Republicans that has helped to get us in this place. This is not the time for softly. No, I'm not going to moderate my language. No, I don't think Trump should sound more temperate. No, I don't think that Tom Homan should apologize for ruthlessly. No, what we need is masculine strength and police authority right now.
I like Trump's speech
get
last
used
night.
to it.
I like Trump's speech last night.
Used to it. There's something I do want to read some of this. Like our friend James Lindsay.
And I just want to say to that point really quick, Isaiah. People were some of the left was. I was watching MSNBC and CNN just to see how they were saying, reacting to things, and they're very careful. Both channels were very careful to not offend. Although MSNBC did fuck up a couple times with Matthew Dowd and some other thing, but they're trying.
By the way,
they did good.
They did.
What an idiot! What a fucking idiot! Fuck him. So, anyways. Yeah, so they were very careful. But one thing Abby Phillips was saying last night, she's like, I just want to, say or I think it was Abby Phillips, somebody was like, what Trump was saying about radical left and stuff. And I think presidents like to unify and all this stuff. It's like, is that what Biden did? Is that what Biden did with the most dangerous domestic threat at MAGA extremists and MAGA white supremacists? It's like, no, clearly he was pointing at a specific political side. So shut the fuck up. Stop being hypocrites. Try to be journalists for once in your lives. Look at the evidence on both sides. I know you don't like doing that. So what Trump said last night, I think, was completely fair, and he's right. There's a lot of leftist violence for years. And if you look in the 80s, there was leftist violence. Like there's freaking, what was it, the Weather Underground, or at least I forget the other. I didn't even know about this shit until recently. I didn't know that they blow up a congressional office or something like that.
Something like that. Yeah.
I forget what it was. And it's like they try to kill Reagan. They try to kill Trump. I mean, what?
And some of them became officials in the Clinton administration.
Yes.
Yep. Oh,
Karen Bass was involved with them, I think, or something.
Yes.
I think Karen Bass was involved with them.
Karen Bass was.
I mean, what the fuck? If they can do that, I'm hiring Patty Hearst for my show.
So fuck off with that. You know,
Hold
like
on.
there is a serious terrorism problem in the left, and one of the biggest problems is the legacy media has been covering for them. They cover for the left like crazy, and that drives me nuts. And that's one of the things I hate the most. And I can't wait till the legacy media either truly moderates, it gets more honest, or dies. Like I can't wait till that happens.
I'm for
full of
dying,
shit.
and I'm good. Remember, my career used to be counseling people on how to arrange funerals, so I can be helpful to the left. If they would like to pre-plan the funeral of MSNBC, I can help them get a great deal on a beautiful cemetery plot.
Fuck those propaganda networks, man. They really are.
So
God,
someone, so I'm trying to find this piece where a guy documented all of the political violence over the last 60 years, 50
Yeah,
60
that's good. That's a good thing to bring up.
It is all from the left. Republicans are not the ones. Again, I want to make this perfectly clear. Republicans are not the ones who started who they are not the ones out here committing acts of violence. It has always, and up until this point, it might always be. It will always be the left. Someone made this point a while ago that the left, the main reason why all this violence comes from the left is because leftism is where all the aggrieved people go.
Correct.
Anybody who believes they are oppressed, people who believe that they have that they have been wronged constantly by a system, by family, by reality itself. Okay, people who don't want to. You will not reflect my lies back onto me, so therefore I am oppressed. When you call me a woman, when you call me a man, when I require you to call me a woman, when I wanted to rule over things, but I wanted everyone else. I wanted to just control everyone. I didn't want to actually work for anything. I wanted to manipulate and influence people to do what I wanted them to do. I'm just going to take away when you defeat my arguments. These people truly believe that. Again, this is why the left is full of ungrateful, ungrateful, narcissistic people, self-indulgent, lazy people who want nothing more than the greatest things in life, but they don't want to work for them.
Very entitled.
And then they go and
hedonistic people, yeah.
When very hedonistic, very self-indulgent, lazy. They don't want to work for anything. And so what you saw imagine being so lazy to the point where you can't even argue your fucking points. When as soon as you run out of, you say things, you make your points, you make your little punk ass arguments, you can't argue them. You run out of excuses, so you grabbed a gun. And
then Democrats enable them. Democrats are enabling these people.
Democrats, the
morally,
entire Democrat Party.
Okay. Yep.
The entire Democrat Party is responsible for this. They've
been enabling them. Yeah.
The Democrat Party decided years ago
funding them even.
They were going to be the clearinghouse by which the aggrieved left, every aggrieved leftist in the United States of America has found a home in the Democrat Party. They have found a home in leftist circles, and now that they have no power, that's the bigger problem. That's the other part.
They're flailing.
The left is losing power.
They can't handle it either.
Losing power rapidly. That's the other reason why this happened.
You're absolutely right, and I want to shore up your point, Isaiah, about being aggrieved and entitled and hedonistic, and sort of underline it with, forgive me again, but I'm going to talk about my therapist, and my therapist is, just so you guys know, my therapist is in his 70s. He didn't come out and say this to me because he's actually a proper old school therapist who doesn't steer and share his personal life, right? But I have sussed out over 7 years of seeing him that he is indeed a hard conservative. He's got a hard science background before he got into therapy. He's a heterosexual guy in his 70s. You know, he's based as hell.
Base therapy. That's good.
But I asked him last month, because since I'm less crazy than I used to be, I only see him once a month. But I asked him last month, because he's watched my progression from a leftist liberal to a conservative over these 7 years.
Mhm.
And I asked him, I said, so I think that I became a leftist as a direct result of growing up in a cluster B, abusive, nightmare-scape childhood, you know, filled with my mother was in our home the leftist Karen of today that we see out there, right? So I said, so I'm sure that my political and cultural attitude, the fact that I wanted to be a victim, that I blamed everything on homophobia, that the whole world hated me and we needed to take the rich people down, I'm certain that I became a leftist because of my experience in the home, which was a home of resentment and moral reversals and entitlement. So I said, in your experience, in your clinical experience over the years, do most people who come from homes like I came from, do they end up being leftists? And he said, almost every single one of them. That is the outcome. So people don't just simply pick political ideologies randomly. They fall into them because of prior experiences. And so I'm just to say, it is true what Isaiah is saying when he describes these people as entitled and resentful and reversing the truth. He's right. And there's a reason for that. This is what they come from. That was me. I came from this too. You don't have to stay there. You can come out of this. But leftism, today's leftism, is in fact mental illness.
Yes,
it is.
A lot of it is, yes.
So,
And it's not even. And by the way, I'll just say it's also not even the good parts of leftism in the past, or at least the Democrats. I don't know about far leftism, but they don't even really do that anymore. It used to be like the good things they used to do were really looking out after, for the common people against corporations who were like, poisoning water holes and stuff like that, polluting things, and they get away with it, and the left would go after for that. That was good. Looking out for, the social safety net. I guess they still kind of do that, which I think is important. Looking out for like minorities and stuff, but like everything they've been doing now for minorities is, actually probably for decades has been bad. Most of it. Minorities
are privileged now. They are privileged. They are not oppressed. They are raised up.
Yeah, but they're also enabled to be like, with the welfare state, like, encouraged to be like, oh, single mother homes, all this stuff is great. Oh, you don't have to do this. Let's lower the standards in education, all that stuff. It's like that hurts, the Black community, Latino community, poor people,
poor white people.
It makes everybody a little bit dumber, a little bit less excellent, a little bit less hardworking, at least in those communities. And there's always going to be disparities if that's the case, always. So what the Democrats have been one of the biggest enemies of Black and brown people. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
And women, I'd say as well.
No, the Democrats have absolutely, and that's the thing. You can really tell. The one thing that's bothered me as a minority is, and I do want to talk about this. The one thing that's bothered me as a minority is just how many people out here are Black folk are celebrating Charlie Kirk's death. I know we touched on this a little bit earlier, but it's like these people genuinely believe that Charlie Kirk had it coming because he was racist, which seems to be the blanket fucking argument every single time. Oh, well, he was racist. He had it coming.
Isaiah, I'll just say real quick before you go on. I have also seen a lot of videos of black people saying the exact opposite, so that's encouraging. I've seen a lot of those. They're like, I can't believe they killed this man just for speaking out loud, just for giving his opinion. I think some of those guys are probably on the left too, or Democrats, and they're just like, I can't follow along with this. So just to be fair to black people, we're seeing a lot of that as well, which is great.
But you're
go ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
You are absolutely correct. But I'm speaking directly
to those people, yes,
pro-Democrat crowd,
sure,
the ones who are in everyone's mention, laughing at people, like you're laughing about, but people are expressing sorrow or mourning about Charlie Kirk, and you're going ha, 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 when you have like
demonic behavior, honestly,
when you have the painting nail emojis in your bio, and you're talking about, well, like, hold on a second, you wouldn't like would you feel like, again, Asmongold said something yesterday, and I'm gonna find it, but he said,
sorry,
no, it's okay. The issue right now is that because they've been the purveyors of violence, because the bullets have only come from one direction and they've been the ones firing them, they have not gotten used to what happens when the bullets start flying back. They do not know, they won't know how to handle, because here's the difference. Before, the right had to hold back from some of their worst instincts. Okay. James Lindsay wrote something yesterday about people who choose civilization and those who choose catharsis. There is a choice right now. Okay. There is a choice that people have to make. There are most people, I believe, and I think most of all three of us here, we will choose civilization. We will choose to go after. We will support and defend the going after of people within our institutions. We will support the purge and the arrest of communists within our government, within our institutions. We want that.
And I support. And by the way, for all my moderate talking, I support fully the most brutal form of the death penalty for what happened for Charlie.
Yes.
Charlie Kirk's assassin. I mean, that's what he did was terrible. It was
and
terrible
and
for
for
that
man who slaughtered that girl Irina on the. Can we talk about that at some point too?
We should. I feel bad that story got buried by all this, but we should revisit that late this weekend as well.
We should. Josh, I know you've obviously got your show on Sundays, but bro, I would like.
Yeah, you guys too.
Just cancel your show on Sunday. You're with us now.
No, they can't do that.
You're Apostate Radio now.
You know what? Hey,
I've been shanghaied.
Yeah.
Conscription, baby. Here we go. No,
I was promised rum, sodomy, and the lash, and I expect to get it.
Oh my God.
And you will.
And you will. Oh shit, gentlemen, we are not on Bleaker.
It's gonna come from Isaiah. So.
This is not only fans.
Not only.
I want to get rid of all my morals and just make $1 million fuck you dollars or $1 billion or whatever. I'm gonna open one called Only Fags. And it's just gonna be a bunch of us fucking light loafer men sitting around quoting shit from 70s movies and stuff.
Oh my God.
Oh goodness.
So my question now.
What were you talking about?
What comes next? Because I gotta get ready to get out of here. I gotta go to work. Like, what happens next, boys? Because again, this is still like this is serious business. You know, Charlie was a good man. I don't think this, like I was saying before, there are some people who will choose, most, I believe, will choose civilization.
Hope so.
And then there are some who will choose catharsis.
I think it's the way forward is civilization.
I
That's the
think
only way forward.
civilization is the way forward. But my thing is this. I am certainly not going to be sad for those who get caught up by those I will not be sad for those who get caught out there by those looking for some catharsis.
Let me,
I'm sad about that.
I mean, I'm going to be sad by the blowback. That's the thing, because then it's moral equivalency from the media, from all the talking heads. Are going to be like, see what we were fighting against, and it's going to be blown. Like the Charlie Kirk thing's going to be buried under the rug.
No, it's not. And here's why I say that, because no one can forget that these people, whatever happens right now, is a reaction to what they did. Okay. And the biggest problem that I have, and I'm saying this as someone who I am pro-civilization. Okay. I am not one of these people who I am not pro-catharsis, but I understand the catharsis. I understand that if somebody takes a bat to a fucking leftist, I'm certainly not going to be like, I'm not going to be like, oh my God, no.
Yeah, well, I think it has to be provoked. I'm for provoked violence. Like if somebody attacks you, yeah, I mean, lay them out. If somebody comes in your house, kill them.
Absolutely.
Yes,
but
I'm 100% for that. But if you're just walking in the street, like, some Antifa guys are sitting in the corner and you like shoot them in the head, that's not going to be good. That's not going to be good. Or hitting them over the back. Like that's the shit that they do. Let them do that and let people, arrest them and give them the full.
But hold on a second.
But let people see that, and then more people will move to the right. And that's what you want. You want political will. You want civilization. You don't want to lose the moral high ground.
The point that I want to make is this.
That's key.
Everyone knows now. Again, oh God, I lost my train of thought. I am pro-civilization, but I'm not going to be sorry for those who get caught out there by those who are pro-catharsis. Because again, even pro-civilization, even those within the pro-civilization crowd, are we gonna get some catharsis out of using the powers within these institutions?
That's fair.
Some of these motherfuckers.
That's the way. That's the only way to do it, man.
That's what has to happen. And this is what I would say to the catharsis versus civilization point that James Lindsay made. And I differ with him on some of these things. I agree with him on others, but I have some pretty significant differences. Although I think at bottom morally, we're aiming at the same thing. Mm-hmm. I think that the people like James and the people who hold his point of view, if they want, and if we want civilization, and I do want civilization, that requires something. And the something that it requires is hard and appropriate, unapologetic force of rule of law.
Yes.
And
I agree.
One of the
100%.
things that bothers me,
100%.
and I'm already seeing it, it's already happening, it's been happening for a long time, is the pro-civilization side, I think, is casting way too wide a spray of bullets when they look out and say they're enemies. They say, oh, you're making it worse. You're making it worse. You're a real racist.
I see some of that as well.
You're this. No. If the pro-civilization side will not allow those of us righteously and justifiably angry to express our anger without tone policing, and if they are going to look at every harsh action like sending out the National Guard, if they're going to say, no, that's catharsis, then we ain't going to have civilization, because this is not going to be a parlor talk that gets us past this point. We have got to use force as well.
I agree with that. Yeah, institutional force, legal force.
Then there's going to be more catharsis, because people like me will get fed up at a certain point and say, you're not fucking doing anything either. And no, I'm not saying I'm going to go out and do retributive justice.
Well, people who are unhinged will as well.
Be serious about this.
Yeah, people on the fringes of the right will do something, and we got to avoid that. I really hope they don't, because it really will set us back.
And also the other key to this, and I say this because I feel like this is something that people really need to work through, but I think you'll understand where I'm coming from. We got to stop worrying about being the villains in some of these people. You got to stop caring about being the villains in some of these people's stories. That's one of the reasons why narcissists can't get anywhere with me. Okay, because I don't mind being their villain. I don't mind if I say go fuck yourself. If I say that, when I share that meme about it is not enough to be passively not communist, it must be actively anti-communist. When I share that meme, I don't give a fuck if I'm your enemy. I don't give a fuck if you think less of me. I've seen what makes you people happy. I've seen what makes you cheer. That line from Rick and Morty was real shit. I don't give a fuck if you boo me, you fucking leftist. I've seen what makes you cheer. I've seen what you support. You supported, you loved, you cheered when Charlie Kirk got his throat ripped open.
You cheered when Donald Trump was shot.
You cheered when Donald Trump was shot.
You regretted that he didn't get killed. Yeah.
You were like, oh,
I saw that.
Then you said maybe he staged his own fucking attempted assassination. You psychopathic ghouls.
I saw that too. It was the fact that it was such a short step from being on the side of transgender for everybody, being all this Gnostic dog shit that we've had to deal with, all this commie dog shit. Y'all went from safe legal. This is the progression, the progression of evil the Democrats have been on. Safe legal rare became abortion on demand.
Became I celebrate my abortions and you will celebrate them with me.
Exactly. I celebrate exactly what he said. Like they're like you would think that they're hanging fetuses, like they're hanging fetuses around their fucking necks. That's
Christmas
how
tree.
People like a fucking that's how evil these people have become. And again, I'm not going to sit here and dehumanize, right? Like I'm not going to say that these aren't human beings. I'm not going to sit here and say that they're not that they're somehow not human. But what I am going to say is that evil must be opposed. Evil must be opposed, and evil must be opposed, as Josh said, forcefully. As forcefully, as legally, and as humanly and legally possible. And so what we're going to do here on Apostate Radio, and I think I can, well, I don't want to speak for Nick, but he's a grown ass man. I mean, you see that fucking beard.
Sexy.
We are going to speak harder. We are going to talk more. Yes, my co-host looks like a fucking lumberjack. That's why he's always in the woods. He put on a flannel shirt. He looked like he's going to attend bar at some fucking bar in Bushwick, But
yeah, love me in Bushwick. Let me tell you, man.
Yeah, they're gonna love you at the Eagle in Lower Manhattan too.
The Eagle.
They already do.
The Eagle is the Eagle. There, every city used to have a gay bar called the Eagle.
Oh, yeah, they want to. I'm sure they want to get their talons in me. Let me tell you.
Oh my God! But the point I'm trying to make is, we are going to be men like us. We are going to be the villain in someone's story. We might as well just embrace it.
Yeah, and yes, and this is what I want to say to our people too. People of goodwill, people of good faith. Mm-hmm. Whether you call yourself a conservative or a libertarian or a centrist or even a Democrat, people of goodwill who oppose this too. You people who are on our side, generally, you must not make Isaiah the villain. The left is already doing that. So when an Isaiah puts out a meme about pushing communists out the helicopter, you on our side, stop the shushing. Stop the saying, you're making it worse. You're making it happen. You're making no, he's not. You are. So don't be the enemy of us too. They've already made us the villains. I gotta
say, we just got to be careful. Like with that, because I think with the helicopter stuff, it's like the implication is we should just kill communists, anybody on the communist left, and then if you call Democrats communists, that means you have to kill all Democrats,
No,
right? So we got to
I'm
be
not
we got to be careful,
endorsing that,
because
no.
you guys got to remember,
Yeah.
you guys got to remember, like this, people take it. We were all former on the left.
Yes, we
So
were.
if we caught
Yes, we were.
if you caught us 10 years ago, whatever, we might be going like, fuck it, I can't believe Trump. You know, I wish they did fucking kill Trump. You know, we might be doing the same thing. So many women are Democrat liberals that like they just don't see what we're saying. They think the most important thing is to protect trans people, and they're not bad people. They are not.
No, but
you
they're
know,
dangerous people, and
they're
fuck-
dangerous.
fuck those women.
They're being well, but that's a lot of I mean, that's like
Yeah,
freaking half the
well,
women
and
in most
they can
people's
all be
families.
away from
And
me.
they're not all, you know, they're not all cluster B people. They conflated trans with gay, and they think if you're going after gay people, trans people, you're going after gay people. It's the same thing, LGBT, because they don't really know what the fuck's going on.
I know.
They haven't
but
read
they're
into this.
just gonna
They have
to
no
learn.
idea. By the way, Josh, they have no idea about about the medical mutilation stuff. I showed to them, and like, what is this? They have no idea. Some of these people. Some of them do.
No.
Some of them do.
Negative.
So no, that's true. That's true. They have no fucking idea.
Then they need to open their goddamn. I'm sorry.
I agree.
I get it.
I
get
agree.
It, but no,
I agree.
no, I'm not. I'm not going to be understanding. No,
They're
that's
blocked.
over.
They're blocked.
That
They're
ship
blocked
has
off
sailed.
of it.
That's in the past.
I'm kind of with Josh on this one.
No,
Because listen,
they need to be stopped now. If they can't
Oh, I
open
agree.
their
I
eyes
agree.
now,
They need to be stopped.
They need to have their discursive and their political power curtailed, and that is
Sure,
where I aim to.
100%.
I
No,
don't
I
care
agree.
about.
I
I
agree
don't
with
care
that, Jeff. I
about
agree with that.
massaging their point of view anymore.
No.
I care about defanging them.
I agree with that, but I just say with the you know, throw people off the helicopter stuff, when it turns into like violence, it's like it becomes harder to defend.
No,
and then people point to it being like, see what I mean? They want to kill all of us too. So I just say stop giving them. Try not to give them red meat. That's the way I feel about it. Don't give them red meat.
That ship is sailed, dude. I hate to say it. Like even I got to disagree with you on this, and I'm being perfectly. I love you, but no, those days are done. They had their they had
What good does it do, Isaiah, to do that? It does no good. It does absolutely no good to put out a meme that's saying that we're gonna toss any communists off a helicopter. It really does no good. It just makes people say, look at these guys. They want to kill us all. They're fascists. You got to think about what good does it do? All it does is make you feel good. All it does is make you feel like you're righteous and like, oh, good. I told them, fuck them. That does no good for the cause. None.
That's the thing. They were saying this anyways. They would say they have been. We have been. The American people have been fed a steady diet of half the country are Nazis, half the country are fascists, half the country are evil, half the country are this, because they didn't want to call men.
So I get it. But you got to give. If you don't give them red meat, the less red meat they have,
they make red meat. They
make
red
have,
meat out of chicken breast.
Sure,
they do it anyway. It doesn't matter. They're not going to.
But listen to me, guys. I get what you're saying, but I get they say all this shit anyways. But the point is, everybody else, which is what 80% of people, they see this, and some of them are leaning towards them because they don't know what's going on. They don't really know what the fuck's going on, but they see this and like, I'm not seeing any evidence of this ever. What are you talking about? And then those people continue to move to the right. Be like, I don't see what you guys are talking. What do you mean they're violent? What do you mean they're trying to kill everybody? So when prominent people like Isaiah do that, then that's a little bit of red meat for them. That's my point. Now, if like Isaiah was some like asshole in a forum or something that had like 10 followers, then whatever. Like let you go ahead and do that if you want to do that. That's my point. So people honestly see what they see, especially and if they're not seeing all this red meat stuff, all this violence towards the left, we got to do just violence. We got to throw people out of helicopters. That's gonna push more and more people to us, and that's what you want, because that's how you make change. That's what I'm saying.
But I hear,
I get the rage. I get the anger.
It's not just rage.
It's not just rage. And
I get the intolerance for the political.
It's not just intolerance either.
Listen to me. Before they killed Charlie Kirk, this would have been a perfectly legitimate. That would have been a perfectly sane position to have. Okay, I'm not, again, I am pro civilization. I'm not one of these people who's out here who want to make trouble. I'm not. But the one thing that I am is someone who understands that we got to take some different measures. We got to move a little different.
Well, I'm like I said, legally. We got to do it legally and with our voices, with our voices, with our words.
But I am also going
political
to
movement, legal organization. That's definitely so everything that's legally that we can do. I say do it. Everything.
But I'm also going to say this
to undermine them. Yeah.
But the last point I'm going to make is this: we also need to be ready for when these people get so violent and so out of pocket that we need to, because again, they've done this.
I agree.
Be ready for when they start again.
Be armed, be ready in case they come to your house. Yeah, for sure. And be ready to put them down.
We need to get in. Listen,
people come to my house and getting put down. I don't give a shit what they're doing there. Don't ever come in my house or my property.
We got to keep our heads on swivels. We have to be ready to defend ourselves and our families. Human or cat. The bottom.
No, for real.
We have to be ready to defend ourselves. We have to keep our heads on swivels because, again, it's just like Josh said, to Josh's point earlier, leftists cannot be trusted anymore. They just can't. They can't.
Especially the fringe, that's for sure. Yeah.
Again, when they started, hold on a second. Matter of fact, I'll show you right now. When they started, hold on. When these people, I'm gonna show you exactly why I'm not. I'm done with trusting the left. Hold on a second.
Yeah, me too, man.
I'm trying to find it. I'll let you talk while I look for this. The bottom line is this. Where is this? You want to know why? Here you go. Here's something. One man. I'm gonna share this. I'm gonna show you this video from a Muse. Okay. Let me just go back to my thing here. Here we go. For evil, one man instead of
I saw this guy. Yep.
Turn to the shooter and celebrate it.
What an animal.
Oh my God.
Yes.
He's gonna be in trouble for that.
This is why you cannot trust the left.
That's crazy.
This here is why you cannot trust the left.
Yeah, he'll pay for that, believe me.
Will he?
He'll regret that shit. Oh yeah,
Really?
Oh yeah, one way or another. He's probably gonna lose his job, and then they'll probably identify him. They'll probably harass him for the rest of his life, and he might get his ass kicked or killed. You never I wouldn't be surprised. He that was a stupid move by him. He got caught on video.
Caught in 4K.
And look, I don't feel bad. Like to your points, guys, if something happens to him, I don't feel bad about it because that's really just really disgusting. And people are gonna react in a aggressive way, most likely, about that. And whoops, shouldn't have done it, man.
Matter of fact, I'll give you.
That's pretty demonic, honestly.
Here's something else. From End Wokeness. Okay, he posted this video a while ago. I would have killed Charlie myself. Yeah. These people walk on the left. They could be your neighbors, teachers, colleagues. You should be aware. Look at those.
Some of them are. Listen, I'm talking to the audience right now. This guy, a version of this guy, is some of your family and friends right now. You know he is. And if you know that, don't lie to yourself. Even if you won't admit it in public in front of other people, don't lie to yourself. He will see you dead, even if he's your own cousin.
And here we go. I'm gonna let it play.
Do you support his death?
I do.
You support his death?
Fuck Charlie Kirk.
You support Charlie Kirk being killed?
Yes,
on the day he died, you're here at a vigil for Charlie Kirk and you support his death.
Do you support a Nazi?
No, I don't support a Nazi. Charlie Kirk wasn't a Nazi. You support his shooter?
What a moron.
You support Charlie Kirk's shooter?
He does all a favor.
Would you shoot somebody like Charlie Kirk?
I would have killed him myself.
You would have killed him yourself. Okay. You have a job here in Seattle?
Nope.
That's why you cannot trust the left. That's why you can't.
But you can't. Hey, by the way, you can't conflate them with every single person who.
Nobody's conflating them
with
every
Democrats.
single
Just
person.
be
That's
careful
not
with
what's
that.
happening.
Just
That's
saying.
not,
Just saying.
see, that's like with love, Nick. That's the fire extinguisher. That's the shushing.
But it's
Nobody
true,
on
right?
the
It's true,
stream
right?
now is conflating that guy with every single person on the left. We're not
being to be
doing
clear.
that.
To be clear, yes. Okay. But yeah, people like that are fucking.
I work with people
At best, extremely misguided. At worst, they are fucking deranged by the devil, in my opinion. Like
I work with people like that.
I know some people like that too,
I walk through town with people like this every fucking
and
day.
I don't
live
trust
in
them.
Montpelier,
To your-
Vermont.
I don't trust people like that.
You could
I
say
agree.
what these guys said on Main Street, two miles from my door here on Main Street, little Victorian village, Montpelier, Vermont. You can say exactly what he said with a megaphone on the street, and people will clap or walk by with a smile on their face. This is considered normal, morally
It's not
acceptable
normal.
speech.
Here in New York City,
It's disgusting.
maybe not
Disgusting.
part of town where I live, but when I go to
People like that should have no
I gotta go.
be nowhere near the levers of power. By the way,
when I leave
nowhere near that.
when I leave my house, because I got to pass through Manhattan to get to work. Okay, I am almost certain that there's going to be somebody in at the train station somewhere. Somebody is going to mention something in passing about this. Okay. These are people, again, I having lived in New York City for over 10 years. I am about to leave New York in a few weeks. I am leaving New York City in a few weeks. These people, there are people in this town who are openly celebratory.
Well, plenty of people in New York City are openly celebrating, I'm sure, especially in Brooklyn.
Celebratory of what's happened. And I'm telling you right now, these are people who you cannot trust.
Yeah, those people you cannot try. I agree, 100%.
I'm telling you, here's the thing. We are past the point of
really unhinged people.
We're past the point of losing status or demotions or anything like that. We're past the point of debanking. Okay. They just took out a guy and all he wanted to do was talk to people. All he wanted to do was talk. That was it. What we're doing right now, exercising our First Amendment right. That's all Charlie Kirk was. And they traked him
they did is vile,
involuntarily in front of his family.
Lowest of the low.
The lowest of the low. The close-up shot was real.
Totally unacceptable, obviously.
When I saw him get hit like that, I thought I was watching an anime. When I saw Charlie,
I thought it was AI. Yeah, I thought it was AI at first. I'm like, somebody probably made this.
Get hit in his jugular vein, or I don't know if that was his vein or his artery.
I think it was his carotid artery.
That
must have been
carotid. He was dead on impact. As soon as that bullet hit him, he there was no way. But to see him get hit like that, I've watched anime where the violence is exaggerated.
That was
like
real.
Exactly what that looked like.
That was real, Josh. And I said it earlier in the show. I don't know if you heard it. I don't know if you agree, but I heard some conservative people, especially people who are his friends, and I totally understand where they're coming from, saying don't pass that video around, don't share it, don't look at it. I disagree. I think everybody needs to see
that ship has sailed. That's
I
not
think everybody
operative.
needs to see. I think everybody needs to see what happened because everything's in the abstract when you hear in the news. Oh, guy was killed, guy was assassinated. We're gonna stop the video.
I'll tell you what, and I can't know this, but I'm pretty damn confident that Charlie would say this for himself too.
I think so.
If anything like that happens to me, as unlikely as it is, I mean, more likely for me and you guys than somebody off the street, but obviously much less likely because we're not a Charlie Kirk. If anybody kills me like that, if they kill me and there's video, I want all of you to look at every single frame. I want you, if they blow my head off, I want you to watch it happen.
Yeah, I think they should
want you
know.
to see exactly what they did so that you understand exactly what is really happening.
I agree. I think that's the only way to emotionally move people because when it's in the abstract, it's like, oh yeah, people get killed every day. Who cares? but you see it when you see a prominent man who's just there exercising his freedom of speech, just there debating people, honestly giving a lot of left-wing people a platform. Like, that's a good thing. Actually modeling mostly
Very
respectfully.
Respectfully.
Yeah, I think so. He's in good faith and giving him a chance to debate him and be like, hey, I'm Charlie Kirk, man. I'm the great conservative debater. Prove me wrong. Make me look wrong. Like, maybe change my mind. Change everybody else's mind, if not mine. That's a great opportunity for the left, honestly. If their arguments are right, true, and defendable,
But
they would probably be able to wipe the floor with him eventually, but they can't. That's why they had to kill him. But I agree with you. I would want people to see it, even though it's brutal. Like, whatever, I'm dead. Whatever, if that happened to me.
Yeah.
But I want everybody to see it forever. Be like, just like when Kennedy got his head blown off. It's like, I hope everybody saw that and been like, that's not what we should be doing in America. That's not what we should be doing. Like, the freedom of speech for me is sacred. It might be the most sacred thing for me in America, at least, if not, in anything. And it's, if you can't even talk, you can't even say what you need to say what you feel, even if it's extreme, even if it's angry, you should be able to say what you want. Like, you guys saying things, maybe I don't always agree with everything you guys say, but you guys should be able to say it. You guys should be able to get that energy out. That's a big part of what stops violence, is like letting people get that energy out, getting their point of view out. Like, everybody gets pissed. Everybody gets extreme. You get pissed at your significant others and like say things you don't mean and things like that. But it helps get that energy out, the negative energy out. And he was, he was killed for that. Like, that's not free speech. Killing people is not free speech. That's bullshit.
Well,
and that's cowardly, and it's satanic. It's evil.
It is
to do that. Supremely evil, and I hope the left pays for that for a long time politically.
They must.
And I hope the killer gets the chair or whatever, the firing squad.
It is my firm belief.
And on camera, I think you should get it too. I want everybody to see this shit.
It is my firm belief. It is my firm belief that after the actions of after the assassination of Charlie Kirk yesterday, the Democrat Party must never be allowed to hold office on the national level ever again. And I am saying this because I know that the only
I hope that there's a possibility within the next few years that the party actually collapses, that it goes out of existence.
Oh, I think it will.
It is, and if this were a private home in the city, this would be marked with a condemn sign because it was unsafe to live in, and it would be burned and razed to the ground, and something new would be built.
Yes,
and I think that's what. No, I'm not saying we need to kill Democrats. I'm saying that party needs to collapse. It needs to burn to the ground.
It has to.
And if you're on the left, build something new.
Yeah, I think you need to build a new movement. The Democrats have destroyed themselves in the last 15 years, especially.
You are infested, Democrats, with vampires. This is literally the plot of Stephen King's Salem's Lot, a small town that looks normal on the surface, that has antique shops and restaurants and a car dealership and all this stuff, and all going on right under everybody's noses. The vampires are literally infesting. They're living under the floorboards in the darkness under people's houses. They've taken over abandoned properties, and all of a sudden people start dying, and everyone's acting like everyone sort of suspects something weird is going on because their friends are dying in hospital, but how are they losing all their blood? I know it's a vampire story, it's supernatural, but it's a perfect metaphor. You are infested with vampires, and that town, Jerusalem's Lot, was burned and abandoned. In that universe, that's what has to happen here. You have got to drag the vampires out into the sunlight.
You have
and
to.
then salt the earth.
I would say real quick, I think somebody to rebuild something that the Democrats were supposed to represent, at least somebody like Evan Barker, some of the stuff she puts out for another way to go about it. Some of it goes back to the old way the Democrats used to be, where they're looking out for the middle class, working class, the poor, being more economically minded, things like that, without being Marxist and far left, and definitely not focused on fucking gender indoctrination of kids and racial tribalism and that horseshit. Something like that is something that they should maybe look at. I would look at some of Evan Barker's ideas. I think she's a former Democrat. She's got a lot of good moderate ideas, because I think you're right, Josh. The Democrat Party might be beyond repair. Honestly, it's like you said, it's like a house that's been eaten away by nature, decays of nature, termites, whatever gets on wood, moss and fungus and all that shit. It needs to be condemned. It's disgusting.
And especially now, because everybody realized like the reactions that I'm seeing.
Oh, by the way, Isaiah, too, just to say to that point, the Congress yesterday too. I mean, when they couldn't even give Charlie Kirk a moment of silence, these fucking assholes.
They couldn't even. That was Jasmine Crockett.
Yeah, that idiot.
I don't know if you heard, like her. That was Jasmine Crockett's voice. That bitch got up, was like screaming, "No, no!" About
I want to snatch her fucking wig off. That stupid fucking bitch.
Snatch that weave.
But think about this, guys.
Snatch her ball.
Actually, it's so fucked up, though. It is.
The fact that you've got people in the Democrat Party right now who don't even want to pray for their enemy. They want to, they are gleeful about what was done to Charlie Kirk. They can't help themselves. These people, again, this is that revolutionary joy that they feel. They're excited about the fact that they just took out one of their class enemies.
Marxist bloodlust.
You got him. Marxist bloodlust. Exactly. You got him. You got him. And you know what? Congratulations. You got him. You got him. All right. You took him
just
out.
Like that guy got that white girl.
You got that white girl. And that was honestly, that was the devil talking, man, in his brain, man. You know, I got all calm. I got that white girl. Got that. That's just the devil, man. Honestly, and that's the devil bubbling up. I think in these leftists that celebrate this shit. That is the devil bubbling up in them, man. I really do believe that.
Gentlemen, I got to cut this short because I do have to. I do have.
What a talk! I think it was a good.
Go to work.
Thanks, guys.
Good conversation. I got a little intense, but I appreciate you guys, man.
No, listen.
I think we all want the best.
We do. We love our country. We love our families.
Yep.
We are individuals who have great respect for each other. Even though I tease you about being a doppelganger of Jason Stanley,
it bounces off me because I'm more handsome than he is. I don't care what you say.
That goes without saying, John.
You actually are, and
yeah, I know.
And I and I want to and Josh, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
Of course, you're welcome anytime you want to come back. You are, of course, this is Joshua Slocum, host of the Disaffected podcast.
Well, he used to be. Now he's part of the Apostate Radio.
Now I'm Apostate Radio.
Yeah, he's under our roof now.
The Disaffected Apostate. I love it. I love it. The New England Apostate. Yeah.
Yes.
Josh, I love you, brother. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Thanks, Josh. Appreciate you, brother.
Everybody, thank y'all for joining us tonight, this afternoon. We are, we're going to be back on Sunday night with an episode. Michael Olson will be joining us that evening. We have a lot to talk about, more about the woke right, and I'm almost certain we're going to be talking about this.
Of course,
this situation, but I do want to just leave everyone here with the words of the book of Revelation, chapter 2. I'm just pulling it up here. I'm just going to read it. Let me see. To the angel in the church, to the angel of the church in Smyrna, right? This is Revelation 2, verses 8 through 10. These are the words of him who is the first and the last, who died and came to life again. I know your afflictions and your poverty, yet you are rich. I know about the slander of those who say they are Jews and are not, but are a synagogue of Satan. Do not be afraid of what you are about to suffer. I tell you, the devil will put some of you in prison to test you, and you will suffer persecution for 10 days. Be faithful, even to the point of death, and I will give you life as your victor's crown.
Amen. and you should be faithful to the point that we're all going to die anyways. So you might as well make your life count like Charlie Kirk did, man.
Yes.
He made his life count big
Yes.
time. And we're never going to forget his legacy. We're going to celebrate Charlie Kirk forever. I think his videos are going to be playing probably 50, 60, 70 years from now, at least, probably still playing him, still playing some of his debates, still playing some of his speeches, things he said, because he's now immortalized. He's now a martyr, an icon of free speech, of patriotism, of Christianity, American Christianity, all of these things. And, he's ended up being a martyr, which is so tragic, but I think it's a lot of good will come from it. Even though we wish it didn't have to happen that way. I think it will. His soul and his spirit and his legacy is going to drape over America and empower not just America, the West, actually, and empower the patriots and everybody's country and people who really give a shit about Western culture to to fight the fight they need to fight, and the good fight, and to save our civilization, which has been rotting from termites that are eating at it.
Yes, indeed. Thank you all for joining us this afternoon.
Rest in peace, Charlie Kirk, man. And prayers, thoughts and prayers and love to his family and his friends and everybody.
Yes. Thoughts
so
and
much love to you guys. He's a great man.
And Lord, we thank you for such a wonderful man. We pray that you would go before that you would be a comfort to his family, a comfort to his friends. We thank you for all of these things. In Jesus' name, amen. We thank you all for joining us. Have a great day, everybody. Please make it a great day. And we will see you on Sunday.
My name is Jason Stanley. I'm the Jacob Urofsky Professor of Philosophy at Yale University. My name is Jason Stanley. I'm the Jacob Urofsky Professor of Philosophy at Yale University. Hi, my name is Jason Stanley. I'm the Jacob Urofsky Professor of Philosophy at Yale University. My name is Jason Stanley. I'm a teacher in the philosophy department here at Yale University. I'm the Jacob